Podcast, episode number 39. This week, will Snake Plissken escape from New York?
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? As soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after
Guys to watch, and we watched it ourselves. This week we are talking about none other than John Carpenter's Escape from New York. God help us. I'll let you guys go ahead. Talk about it.
So we've watched what, 4 John Carpenter movies as being the 4th, maybe 3.
Yeah.
I'll say this for John Carpenter movies: all of them have great premises, right? You buy in right at this one. I don't think paid off though. For me, it starts off great, and I'm like, okay, and then there's just so many little things throughout. I'm like, well, that makes no sense.
There's a lot of that. Yeah,
like,
a lot of that.
I want to just enjoy it, but I'm like, what? No, but that doesn't make any sense.
I like that, like the aspect of who Snake Plissken is. You know what I mean? Like, he has a back lore. Everybody knows who he is.
Well, that's
I heard you were dead. You know what I mean?
That's
that leaves
the problem. The premise of this movie is, first of all, 2 things with it. The premise of this movie is New York City is a penal colony now with no guards. The prisoners run amok. There's just a wall around it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, I buy that. The president of the United States is on his way to a summit with Russia and China for whatever reason, something with nuclear proliferation, right?
Yep.
Why is he flying over New York City at all? There's no reason to. It makes no sense. And then he magically crashes in a pod with a fucking seal on the front. So everybody knows it's
Great, God, please.
Wow.
The F words. You gotta don't do the F words.
I'm sorry. I'm just getting passionate. Okay.
He apologizes, algorithm. Don't be mad.
So, but then the other part of it. So then we're sending someone in stealthily to go get the president, come back, but you send in a guy that everybody recognizes and knows who he is. Makes no sense. Why did you just send Michael Jordan in to save him?
So, Phil, you were gonna say something.
I thought, now that creature I gave it up. Overall, I thought for the campiness, this had less camp than the other John Carpenters that we saw.
Yes, I agree.
And the other thing is, you kind of think you're really gonna get a crazy action story, like a lot of action and a lot of shootouts, and none of that stuff really happens.
No. And like I said, I went into it and I like parts of it. I think it's an interesting premise, but the story makes no sense a lot of the time.
So for everybody watching, the story of Escape from New York is that it's the year 1997, and
right.
And crime has risen 400% in the United States.
Yeah,
in the United States. So they took Manhattan and created the island of Manhattan is now the huge prison for the entire United States. And what it is, if you get sent there, you don't get to leave. Once you're sent there, you're sent there. Yes. There's a big wall that surrounds all of Manhattan. And what it is they just let them live in there, however they live in their world, but you can never escape out of it.
Right.
So it's pretty wild. What was wild to me was when the plane was about to crash and we didn't see the plane crash. Did you see that? Yeah. It's going in and then it shows you the computer simulation. And I was like, what is the explosion?
How crazy they were. Those old computer simulations.
Yeah. I was like, their budget wasn't that big.
The budget for this film was shoestring budget, and that computer simulation was magnetic tape, so that the camera would only pick up magnetic tape on the model of the city that they had, and that way it would look like that for the display purposes.
You see this on the screen? Did you see the little lifeboat? Hold on.
Yeah. Well,
so 2 guys are trying to escape on the lifeboat.
Yeah.
And they're like, you gotta go back. And they blow them up.
So ridiculous. It was. Well, and how about when they send him in, right?
And they hit him with a depth charge too, right?
Yeah.
They send him in at night, and I'm watching it with Dara, and I go, so there's nobody out at night in this city? Nobody sees this plane? and he's not flying low enough that you can hear it because it's making noise as he's flying it. Like, who are we fooling here?
Listen,
about
if you
the
feel
fact
this
even
way,
before they send
if
him,
you
right?
feel this way about this movie, I can't wait to your reaction to Escape from LA.
I
No,
But you know, it's like next week's probably next week's homework.
You gotta,
right?
you
Like,
gotta
we
do
do next
Escape
week?
from LA next week.
I'm
You
okay.
got-
Let me just say this. Even movies that I think are ridiculous, sometimes I enjoy them because they're so over the top, and I'm just like, and I'll just laugh at how ridiculous it is. But so explain this to me. So right, they pick Snake Plissken because he's a war hero, and they're gonna pardon him, whatever. Okay, I'll buy that part. But to make sure that he does what they want him to do, they Suicide Squad him by putting the things
Yeah.
in his neck.
Yep.
Yeah.
The math doesn't work. You have 24 hours to get it done,
But then it ends
but
up
we're an
later
hour
that they
in,
didn't
so you
put
actually
that
have
in him.
23 hours, and you have 22 hours after we put these things in your
Yeah.
neck, but the watch says you have 23 hours. So you actually have 22 hours, well, 21 hours. and
Yeah, but when the
45
time
minutes
when the
if you
time
got
went
the
up,
last 15 minutes, right?
yeah, the time went up though. They were like, "Oh, we didn't really put them in." And you're right.
And but the biggest problem with that is it comes back into play later because he's going off of this when he should have been dead an hour ago, right? And he gets
Yeah.
miraculously saved at the end with a microwave, which you can't just find or an X-ray, which there's no hospitals in the abandoned hospitals in New York City that you couldn't just use that.
That was one thing I kind of noticed. It's like besides like like the outside shots of New York City, you really would not see any like landmark or any sign that says like you're in New York.
Right.
There is like nothing there. Like
Yeah.
They
And then
actually sent someone out because they had so many problems trying to figure out how they were gonna shoot a decaying New York. They actually sent a guy out across the country to find the most dilapidated city in America so they could shoot.
So yeah, and then what is it? So I mean, there's some interesting characters in it, and I will say that.
Oh, by the way, that place. Did you want to know where that place was?
I was gonna say, like what got the what was
East St. Louis, Illinois.
Really?
Wow.
okay.
That was the most dilapidated
Wow.
place he could find to film this.
Wow. Oh, and
See, that's I
How
like
about
the-
Isaac Hayes' car
Yeah.
with
I
like
thought
the
he was great.
chandeliers on it?
on his
Yeah.
car, yes.
Even Snake's car was like the station wagon with the wood panels on the side.
Yes.
yeah,
Well, how about explain this to me too, right? Cabby.
Cabby. Yeah.
Oh,
the cab
Ernest
driver,
Borgnine.
has- He says he's been there for 30 years. So was he just in prison? Did he just not leave when they built the wall around it? Because 30 years means he's been there since 1967, but they didn't build the wall or they didn't make it a prison until 9 years ago. So you just decided not to leave? Like, what are
Oh,
we doing?
green shirt guy. You're always drilling holes into these things.
Like I said, the premise is like great, but like there's some stuff I'm like, wait, you didn't really think that out.
I believe we're supposed to understand he's the type of person who's like, I'm not leaving my home no matter what, right?
I guess.
And
I mean,
that's basically what we're supposed to expect from him. So you're right. It sounds crazy, but also, I mean, I've met people like that in real life. So okay.
How about when they're trying to escape at the end and his car goes all Herbie fully loaded, splits in half?
Oh my God.
I'm like, what?
There it is.
Yeah, right there. Like, no sense at
There it is.
all. No sense.
What else can we say about this movie?
And they're trying
I
to
don't know
escape
what
over a
else you
bridge.
can say about this movie.
They're trying to escape over a bridge because the plane got thrown off the top of the off the World Trade Center, which we're supposed to be told is only 50 stories high. Leaving that alone, they're trying to escape over this bridge that's got a wall on it. So where were you planning on going?
Question. I kind of got foggy.
They got pulled up all over the wall. So yeah, I
Yeah,
guess-
but they didn't know that was going to happen until they got there.
True. At the end, what was supposed to be on the tape that the president played?
Some kind of information that he needed to take to the summit.
yeah, some crazy like
Some
nuclear
conversation that
information.
he had.
Yep.
Oh, and then putting it on little Well, it's 1981, so I guess
Right.
that was high technology cassette tape back then.
Right.
But I was like, okay, and then Snake rips up the thing, and then that's the end of the movie, and I was like, oh,
Well, no,
Okay.
because he runs into the guy. Remember, he's like, "I might have a job for you." That's the end of the movie.
is it? I
The
thought it
general
ended
guy,
right.
yeah. After
No,
that,
but he pulls the tape after the guy
Yeah.
offers him the
Yeah,
job.
yeah. At
He's
the end, the
just
last
disgusted
scene is
by
him pulling the
everything.
tape and walking
Yep.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay? All right. Well, maybe I'm just
Yeah.
remembering. Okay.
You know, because like the first thing to turn him off was like the president like thanking him, but like he's like, oh, all those people that died, and the president's like, oh yeah, like the president was like half-hearted about, oh, what a shame they all died,
Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
like, you're full of this is
Well,
garbage,
and
man.
how about your pardon, whatever, and thank you for getting me out, and you can have whatever you want. Oh, I just want 3 minutes of your time. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Just some.
I like Snake. Like Snake's concept as a character is like really good.
Yeah. Like
You know?
he's like those. He's like an Indiana Jones, like those
Well, Burton from
characters.
last week.
Yeah, like what's his face from Pirates?
Yup.
Sparrow type.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, no, Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. He's just
Yeah, but I'm talking about like
Yeah,
different
but
ones.
This is a little more niche than that.
Yeah.
It's,
Kurt Russell
He's
said
more
this
gritty.
is his favorite movie role ever.
right. Well,
Yeah,
if
right.
you want to know, if you want to know why specifically, he had just done a string of Disney and Disney-esque family films, right? And this really pulled him out of that.
Captain
You know? Yeah, and he had a fantastic time with this, you know? So like, yeah, I could definitely see why this was one of his favorites.
I mean, it's a fun
If not
movie,
his
but
favorite.
it's some of it's just really silly.
It's one of those movies probably when you watched it, you were like, what the hell is this?
Well, there's
and
that-
then,
what was
and
this,
then after multiple
1981?
viewings of it, you just, you grew to like kind of love it. You know what I mean? When it's shown on Channel 11 for like years and years.
Yeah, this
and
movie
years.
came out in 1981.
I know.
Let's be honest, no one saw anything like this, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
this was one of those movies that came out at a time like, oh my god, I've never seen a movie like this. You know, and John Carpenter, and it's so crazy that this movie still got a shoestring budget, right? Because John Carpenter only was able to push to get this movie made because Halloween was so successful.
Right.
Hmm.
You
I mean,
know,
let's say this. You talk about the budget, but I didn't watch it going, oh, this looks terrible. It looked good.
no, well, the
You
people,
know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, even though it
legends,
didn't spend
Hollywood
money.
legends worked on this movie. Like everyone who worked on this was just spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they went back and forth with so many ideas. How do we film in New York when we can't film in New York? Right?
Mhm.
And then that's when they came up with the plan to be like, yo, we're gonna send this one dude. It's like, dude, whatever you need, get out there and you find the worst city so that we can film there. And he did it. Like that's like these stories like that are so amazing to me. You know, like a dude traveled the country to find the worst looking city in America to film this movie.
Well,
Right?
I mean, here's the thing: is it's very street level anyway, so you don't have to worry about showing landmarks other than the aerial shots you see at the beginning.
Yes, which they were
Yeah.
very creative with and used a lot of set models to do.
Right.
But I mean, it's impressive for what it is. I'm using for what it is a lot tonight.
I
But
didn't
crazy
hate
to me.
it other than it has some plot holes that make no sense. You know what I mean? Like it's enjoyable. I enjoy watching.
I think he was more interested in a deep social commentary draped in an action film, right? Because the idea of the prisoners are their own guards in New York City is not a very new idea. It's a very old idea,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But he wanted to actually like go, what does that look like? Right?
Yeah.
Like, what does that truly look like? So that's that's one. Then, of course, the president basically representing all of his disappointments in the United States, right? And it's just really interesting.
Oh man, did I watch the right cut? I gotta watch the director's cut. I gotta see what else they threw in this bad
Yeah,
boy.
right. Well, explain to me too why the guard. Well, not even the guard station, because we've established that there are no guards in this New York City prison. But the Liberty Island is a military installation. Why?
Yeah, because the police are the military. Like the
No, I
military
get that,
become the
but
police.
Why are they there? Why are they there? It's convenient that they're there so they can launch.
Well, they have to
things.
surround the island.
Yeah.
Nobody can escape the island.
You'd
Remember
have to
the
really
remember
only be
the
on
guys
one
trying to
side
get
of an
away on the
island, right?
on the lifeboat that they shot a rocket at and killed.
I mean, all right.
So they stopped everybody from going. All right. Going around the bin, what's I give it a 7 just for it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable.
It is like, yeah, about a 7. It's like, yeah, there's a ton of plot holes. When you see her tree shirt guy, like he's right on everything about it. It's
Yeah.
still pretty enjoyable. It doesn't stay like it doesn't overstay its welcome at all. You'll be
No.
in and out.
Yeah.
And
It's because of what? It's an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
an hour and a half.
Because I remember
yeah,
looking,
so-
I had to pause it. I think to use the bathroom, and I was like, "Oh, I'm like an hour into this movie. It's almost over."
Cliff, what do you think?
I mean, it may be a little bit of my generous side, but I'm gonna go with a 7 as well because the movie's fun and the cast is again, the cast is great, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just like for 1981, this is phenomenal.
Yeah. Green shirt guy?
I mean, yeah, I guess I could give it a 7 just to be.
Seven's
It's enjoyable.
across.
It's a fun ride, and there's some fun characters in it. Like I said, I really liked Isaac Hayes' character. I thought he was fun.
Isaac Hayes, Lee Van Cleef is in this movie. I mean,
Yeah.
like, my
I also
God.
liked. What was the name of the guy that had the crazy teased up hair?
Oh yeah, when they cut off the finger.
Yes,
It's
that
like-
guy was
It's
amazing.
like if you don't
He's a
leave, he
creep.
dies. If you stay, he dies. Everything
Yes.
he dies.
Yeah, everything he does.
If he doesn't, if you do basically anything, he dies. But we didn't kill him.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had him the whole time, but we didn't kill him
Yeah.
when we knew you were here.
And we got Adrian Barbeau in this movie. I mean, like, the
Who
movie's
did-
just
It's
packed.
great.
She died pretty ridiculous the way she died.
She did that ridiculous, but like,
So
it's
there's
just
a
like,
car
it's
coming at you,
incredible.
and I'm gonna.
The whole movie's ridiculous. It's
But
okay.
great ridiculous. Great ridiculous.
So if you guys out there have not seen Escape from New York, we highly recommend if you just, you got some time, you want to sit down, watch a
Yeah.
fun movie, watch it. Your
Yeah.
homework for next week is Escape from LA.
All right.
So
I've seen the basketball scene. That's the only
this
scene
is
I've ever
the
seen.
sequel.
Uh,
to Escape
This one
from
came
New
out
York.
like I think Escape from LA came out in the 90s.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
it
hold
did.
on to your
Nick, we
horses,
thought you
man.
was dead.
So
You thought that
Without-
you thought this was wild. Wait
without
till you
getting-
see what
giving
goes
anything away
on.
because I haven't seen it. Is this the mission that the guy wanted him to do from this one?
No,
No,
Okay.
it's a whole
'Cause
new
'cause
world.
That's a perfect tie-in.
yeah,
For
No,
one reason,
it's-
he changes his mind.
No, the year of Escape from LA is 2013, if I remember correctly.
yeah.
Is it that late? Holy crap! Holy.
Yeah.
But we're gonna continue the John Carpenter ride.
Yeah.
It is
Russell
Kurt
ride.
Russell.